Schools and curriculum in the UK. What are the aims of education? What do we want to teach, when and why? What is the curriculum? Who decides? In the day-to-day busyness of teaching, it's easy to push these questions into the background and simply get on with the job. As a beginning teacher, you'll need to be able to explain to pupils and parents what the benefit is from learning your subject and where it can take them in life. For yourself, it's useful to understand the approach your school, and more widely, your country, takes to educating young people. In the UK, the Departments of Education in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales lead on curriculum decisions for state-maintained schools in their nations. In England, local government controls state-funded school attendance and admissions, while central government determines the type of school and the national curriculum. There are around 3,450 secondary schools. England has a diversity of school types. In 2021, 78% were academies or free schools, still funded directly by the government, but independent of local authority control, run instead by an academy trust. These schools don't have to follow the national curriculum, but they do have to teach a broad and balanced curriculum, leading to the same assessments. Pupils spend 6 formal years in primary education, usually transferring to a secondary school in Year 7, staying on until Year 11. They sit formal, externally marked assessments, SATs, at the end of Year 6 in primary school, and external General Certificate of Education exams, GCSEs, at the end of Year 11 at age 16 in a range of subjects. Most schools also offer other equivalent qualifications such as BTEC, Cambridge Nationals, and functional skills qualifications. At age 16, young people can progress into Year 12 and 13, either within a secondary school or as a separate sixth form college. They study 3 or 4 subjects to the General Certificate of Education Advanced Level, GCE A Level, often as preparation for higher education. Some students prefer to attend a further education college or FE college, which, in addition to A Levels, often provide a more vocationally orientated curriculum, vocational training, or work-based learning. All young people are expected to continue in some form of educational training up to the age of 18. The current era of education in England is considered by many to be highly politicised, fragmented, and that schooling is presented to young people as only important in terms of getting a job. The focus on exam results, school inspections, and league tables is often felt to distract teachers from their central intellectual and cultural responsibilities. There are around 200 state-funded post-primary schools in Northern Ireland. 2/3 are non-selective and 1/3 are selective grammar schools. Irish language is not compulsory in all secondary schools, but is more commonly taught in Catholic schools. Irish medium schools also exist, where pupils are taught most subjects through the medium of Irish. Academic selection at age 11 is prevalent, with about 50% of pupils sitting a selective entrance test. Schools in Northern Ireland follow the Northern Ireland curriculum. There is no formally prescribed curriculum in Northern Ireland, only a minimum entitlement, with schools having the autonomy to deliver the curriculum in a way that suits their pupils' needs. There are no SATs at the end of primary school. A major difference in Northern Ireland is that officially primary school starts a year earlier, and so the 12 years of compulsory education stop at Year 12, when pupils are 16. And this is then followed by post-16 education, Year 13 and 14, either at school or college. Transfer to secondary therefore still happens at 11, but this is called Year 8 rather than Year 7 as it is in England. External GCSE exams take place at around age 16, at the end of Key Stage 4, and A Levels and their equivalent at age 18. It could be argued that most Northern Ireland schools are divided by religion, academic ability and gender, although some integrated schools now exist. There are concerns about attainment gaps because of this segregation. In Scotland, children begin primary school between the ages of 4 and 5, where they move from primary 1 through to primary 7. They then transfer to secondary school, age 11. Secondary school in Scotland is comprised of 6 distinct years, S1 through to S6, with S5 and S6 acting as optional for those over the age of 16. S1 to S3 is known as the Broad General Education. There are around 350 secondary schools in Scotland. Schools follow the Curriculum for Excellence, CFE. CFE is not legislated, instead consisting of a set of curriculum guidelines. As part of CFE, a new set of national qualifications was developed to support its implementation. National qualifications 1 to 5, usually completed by age 16, and then higher and advanced higher completed post 16. 4 to 6 subjects are usually studied for hires. The development of education policy involves a range of stakeholders and is therefore regarded as consultative. The Scottish education system is often regarded as more democratic and meritocratic than the English education system. The most significant challenge in Scottish education is to close the attainment gap between children and young people from low-income and high-income households. There are around 200 secondary schools in Wales, with pupils transferring from primary into Year 7, usually staying on until the end of Year 13 at age 18. The study of the Welsh language is compulsory for all pupils in state schools until the age of 16. There are English medium, Welsh medium and bilingual schools. External exams at 16 are usually GCSEs, with A Levels or equivalent qualifications at age 18. The national curriculum for Wales has been undergoing significant redevelopment ready for phased implementation from September 2022, starting with the new Year 7 pupils. It will take 5 years to completely transition to the new curriculum. The curriculum for Wales groups subjects into 6 areas of learning and experience. Specific subjects will still be taught, but schools can decide to combine them so learners understand the links between them. GCSEs will still exist, but will change to reflect the changing curriculum, so may look quite different from today's GCSEs. The relative low performance of pupils in Wales on national qualifications, international assessments and inspections have been key drivers for reform. The 4 nations of the UK have similarities and differences as you'd expect. There's a mix of state-funded, private, selective and comprehensive education with a variety of school types. The way the curriculum is conceived and designed differs from country to country, from highly centralised to consultative. Language education in the national language is important in Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. Transition happens at 11, with assessments at 16 and 18, although these may look and are named differently. At the heart of each education system is the need to educate and support young people, reduce attainment gaps and prepare them for life beyond school. As a beginning teacher, in whichever nation, you play a key role.